Okay, now we're across from 2456 at the drainage ditch for that culvert. And here's the first time I can see something sprayed on the interior side of the sidewalk. On some rocks, and then sort of like dead in the middle of nowhere. And then now we get into a stream of spray. So the spray was done here, and you can see there's more spray right here. I mean, hopefully you can see this green, this light green on there, sprayed against the wall. Obviously there's some weeds there. And then we go up on this over this ridge, which to me is like, okay, what were they spraying here? The grass? I mean, there's nothing else. In some places there's nothing holding up this hillside, so why would they be spraying the grass? Meanwhile, on the sidewalk alongside, there's no weeds showing, so there's nothing really to spray. So just following the grass along here, because there's nothing on the sidewalk at this point. More evidence of spray right there, but there's some spray on this wood here, and it looks, in general, it was just like a stream that was just indeterminately sprayed along this area. There's lots of weeds in here, if that's what they were going for, but they weren't touched at all. I'm not sure exactly, and here we have more where there was sprayed on mostly empty or blank dirt, or dirt with grass growing on it. And that's part of the problem with as you can see, the hillside gets, here we have, this is a continuous spray up here on little pebbles and rocks, very little weeds, if anything, some grass growing, and then it stops when it gets to the pine area. And then we go more, and we see just, there's a rock with some recent spray. This rock got covered. I'm not sure exactly why. That's all green. And I walk this every day, two times a day, sometimes more. And so I noticed it that it was done yesterday, because it hadn't been done in the morning, but in the evening. So here's a nice green rock. Now I guess there might have been sprayed along this other area where all the pine needles are too, but it's hard to see it if it was sprayed on the pine needles. You can see it mostly on the rocks. So here we go, spraying rocks, a few pieces of grass. I mean, I don't see any weeds. I mean, or other than grass. I mean, if it was the mustard plant that they're trying to get rid of, which would be good, then that would be great. But what are we doing here? I mean, they even missed the weeds. They spray it looks like the water was sprayed on the cement brick, but not on the actual weeds or whatever they're trying to get rid of. And still, on this area, the sidewalk is narrow. We're still going down Collegewood now. We're at 2532. And, you can see a lot of spray. And the only thing that appears to be growing here is grass. So I imagine that they've sprayed the grass. For what reason? I'm not sure. Grass is at least holding up whatever the loose dirt is around here. More spray. Oh, that's a beauty. That rock got totally covered. Yesterday, I think I might have been able to see more on the grass. If you look closely, I think you see that there's some of the grass has some evidence that it was sprayed, but it's hard to see because the grass is also green, and there's nothing to show it off. But as you can see, this whole hillside. Okay, here we have some mustard plants, little ones, and very little, if any, spray at all. And then we go further, and we're up by this tree. Now this is all on the property side. These are people that own this property that, I'm not sure why Walnut is even authorized to spray here, but they have to clear it. Walnut doesn't clear it, I'm pretty sure. The fire department requires the landowner to clear it, and that's not Walnut. So, but here we go, lots of spray. So, I mean, where these rocks are spread, I can only imagine that it was just a continuous spray down this whole stretch here. and it's mostly evident on the rocks, or the concrete, the pieces of concrete that are in here, but it's pretty consistent, so I'm guessing that the spray was done here. So what we're going to end up with here, I guess, is dead grass and dirt bleeding down onto the sidewalk like it's doing now. And that, to me, like, what's the point of that? And it's private property to boot. I mean, it's well not going to, you know, obviously, I think once in a while I've seen somebody come out here and shovel dirt off the sidewalks, but why are you destroying the cover that's holding the dirt in place with this spraying? So we're going down, we're almost at Bookman now, and here you can see it pretty wide. I see nothing but grass, and spraying all over the place here. So, and now we get to where the Bookman intersection is. This is Bookman. And here, okay, again, nothing but grass. Well, there's maybe a weed or two somewhere, but what's all the spraying done here? Wouldn't it be better to have grass growing on this than to have it dirt? And it's private property again. This is somebody's hillside on the back of their home. Here we got more spray. This is from a culvert going down. And I think this is about the, oh yeah, this is the area where they started spraying on the sidewalk itself. Up till now I hadn't seen any spray on the sidewalk except way back where we started. And here we go. So here we got a line of spray, and it's, now it doesn't appear that they sprayed the hillside and this, you know, the other side of this. So here's the line of spray. There was I guess all this debris was on there already. There are some weeds in this line. A couple weeds. So this the line between the curb. You know, if this is where Molnite maintains, I would expect that this would be sprayed. No sidewalk cracks are sprayed yet, but then we get to some places where they sprayed the sidewalk cracks. Okay, here's one. Now here they sprayed up the sidewalk and onto the retaining wall. So no evidence of anything in there, but they sprayed it. Yet other ones, or maybe it's every other 3 or so, they stopped spraying here, and this crack is also sprayed. Okay, no evidence of anything there. And now the spray on the sidewalk seems to have stopped. So we go back and look at the side, and it doesn't appear to be anything sprayed here on the side. And I'm only going to go down a little bit further. Okay, here we got a weed sprayed. That looks good. And here we start spraying on the property side. Now this is a much closer property. The hillside is very short, so the people actually live just a little bit away from here. So they sprayed there. There's more evidence of spray here. The green rocks is what I'm looking at mostly, because you can't tell it, you can't see it very well so I'm guessing they may have sprayed some or all of this over here. And this was only yesterday, so there was no dew last night. And here we have a little evidence of spray again, right there. And here we have dirt that's been sprayed. This is relatively somebody's backyard. I mean, they have a fence there, but it's somebody's backyard. And here we're at Collegewood School. So, I mean, I guess if this is not poisonous or something to children, it's not a big deal. You just got to wonder what these people were doing when they came out here and did this, and that they actually got paid for it. And that's the end. We're now at the corner of Villeroy, which is Collegewood School, and that's pretty much it. At least that's all I saw.